Now, I take it you knew the four... Wait, hold it. Now, after you spoke to your people at the parking lot, did there come a time when you spoke to anybody else at that parking lot about the upcoming operation?
I spoke to Lieutenant John Seabrave, and we went over the operational plans to make sure we were all dancing to the same tune, if you know what I mean.
Now, I take it you knew the 4 officers from emergency services who were there.
Yeah, I've worked with them in the past, right?
Did you know of any of the other detectives who were there that night?
No.
Now, from that parking lot, did you have an occasion to proceed to 1231 Fulton Avenue at about 8:20, 8:25 that night?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Who are you currently employed by?
The New York City Police Department.
And what is your rank?
I'm a sergeant.
And how long have you worked for the New York City Police Department?
15 years.
And before that, what type of work did you do?
Secretary.
Do you have any children?
Yes. I have one daughter. She's 11 years old.
Now, I'd like to call your attention back to the date of November 19th, 1986. Did you have occasion to be working as a police officer on that day?
Yes, I did.
And what unit were you assigned to?
The Emergency Services Unit.
And how long had you worked in emergency
2
services?
years ago.
And before that, what unit were you assigned to?
Firearms Detective Section.
And where is that located?
City Island Range in Bronx.
I'm going to have to ask you to keep your voice up. The acoustics are not that good in here, okay? Now, on November the 19th, 1986, were you working alone or did you have a partner?
No, I was working with Rick Martinez.
And did there come a time when you received something, some sort of communication concerning the 41st Precinct in the Bronx? Where did you go?
The supermarket parking lot on 3rd Avenue.
And if you can recall, how many officers were there in that parking lot in uniform?
5.
And who were those 5?
Myself, Rick Martinez, John O'Hara, Jimmy Ludwig, and Edward Coulter.
So there was a time when you met Edward Coulter.
Yes, at the parking lot.
And did you speak to him in that parking lot? And did you see him speak to anyone else?
Yes, he spoke to O'Hara Ludwig first. And then he went over to somebody in the detective unit. He then came back to us and told us not to use any entry keys. Sometimes when we go in on a warrant, we use entry keys. That on the warrant. He said if the man didn't answer the door, we weren't in force already.
Now, what did you do at that time?
Put on our heavy vest, what we called being suited up, and got back into the vehicle.
Can you describe the heavy vest?
Yes, it's a navy blue nylon. It has a high collar. It weighs about 30 pounds. It says emergency services on the back.
Now, if you can recall, how many officers were there in that parking lot altogether?
Aside from the emergency
Including
services,
the emergency services.
including
Total police officers.
20.
Now, did there come a time when you left that parking lot? Did you have occasion to proceed to 1231 Fulton Avenue around 8:20, 8:25 that evening? Now, if you could, please tell the jury, in your own words, what happened at that time and that place.
double parked outside of the supermarket parking lot on 3rd Avenue. We proceeded out of the parking lot and waited for 20 minutes. We then went down 168th Street. We made a left turn. A left turn again. On Fulton, where we pulled up in front of Bill. Myself and Rick Martinez got out of our vehicle and ran in through the front doors. Halfway up the first flight of steps, there was a woman who made a remark about what was going on. I proceeded up the stairs, down the hallway, and in through the front door, where there was a foyer and a washing machine and a woman who was screaming. She wasn't screaming anything in particular, she just was screaming. And she had her hands to her head. Just past the foyer there was a living room, where there was a man who was by a couch, who was just leaving the couch, going into the bedroom. Directly opposite me there were 2 children, standing by a table. I directed them to get behind me. They got behind me. There were uniformed officers in front of me. I don't know who they were. I went back into the living room. In the bedroom was the man. And I was standing opposite the outside.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the last part of that.
Would you read that back, please?
And Detective McCarran was kneeling in front of the bedroom. And he was in a crouched position. And there was a uniformed officer behind him. I don't know who that was.
It's okay, Mary.
Detective McCarran was questioning the person in the bedroom. He was saying, "Come on out. Give up." I remember waiting for the man to answer, because I figured once he answered, we could negotiate. We could start a dialogue. We'd come out.
Objection!
I will permit it. Objection is overruled.
The next thing I heard was a shot. I knew it was a shot because I worked on the range. And at the same moment that I heard the sound, I felt it cut through my lip like a knife. And then time went real slow. Everything became fractions of a second.